Okay, what's up, everybody? I am back to do some streaming. So we're flying solo today. It's just going to be me, and my goal is to continue on the path that we were on previously, where I built the data layer for a site. So let's take a look at. Let me get the actual links. I have this bookmark somewhere else. So on my stream last week, I did a solo session where I put together the beginnings of a, this one. I put together the beginnings of a site showcase theme, and the goal was to try to get some data in and abstracted. So what I'm hoping to do today is continue on where we left off and try to get the data into the UI that Kyle Gill built. So to start, I'm going to pull down his changes, and I will also be looking at just trying to remember where we are from last week. So we'll see how this goes. So this is the pull request for, where is it? Here's a pull request that Kyle Gill has been working on to add in the themes, showcase, FAQ, and mobile nav. So we can kind of take a look at what he's done. This is the showcase. So it's got kind of shows like who we've selected to get the grand prizes. We've got the creator avatar, name, the name of the theme. And so this is going to be like, if it's called Gatsby theme simple docs, we're going to chop the Gatsby theme off so that it keeps space, a link to the demo and the source code, and then an uploaded screenshot so that we can see what things look like. So I think this is going to be a lot of fun. Kyle has this running, but I need to pull down this code. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the always wonderful hub, and I'm going to just check this out. So where are we? I think I may have, did I ever actually like commit this code? I'm not sure that I did. Let's look at code, and I want to see, how do I get it to just look at stuff? No, maybe not do that. So what I'm looking for here is I just want to see the difference, or the changes that I've made. And because I don't have GitLens installed, I'm not sure how to do that. I guess we're going into the command line. So let's run a diff. And this is just me enabling this Gatsby theme showcase. And then in Gatsby theme showcase, I built this on Glitch. So I'm going to have to go pull that. I would love to keep doing this on Glitch. The problem, unfortunately, is that so far I haven't been able to figure out a way to get Glitch to support. I can't get it to support Yarn workspaces. So I'm just going to grab what we've done out of here. And this is going to be largely just these pieces here. So I'm going to pull, this is gross. Just ignore me manually copy pasting code. Let's get a Gatsby config.js. I'm going to drop that in here. I also need to get the Gatsby node. So let's save this one. Create our Gatsby node.js. And if you're curious how any of this stuff works, just head back to the previous stream, the part 1 of this stream, and we'll walk through the whole data process and what's happening there. Let's see, didn't do anything in the index, but I do need to update all of this. And I think this is going to be, yeah, it's just not quite set up right. So we're going to switch that over. So what this did, we've got Gatsby source Airtable and Gatsby source file system. Airtable is so we can get the data. File system is so that we can turn the images into actual file nodes so that we can do something with them. So in here, we've got Gatsby theme showcase. That's all good. Let's then come down in here, and we need to make sure that we've got our environment variable set up. In order to do that, I have to add this Airtable API key, and as you may imagine, I am not going to show that on the stream. So let me pull this off screen for a quick second, and I'm going to put in a Airtable API key, which I thought I had. Well, I'll show you how to find it first. So if I go to Airtable, then I'm going to find the Theme Jam submissions. I'm going to go to Help, API documentation, and here there's this Show API key button. By default, they put the API key here like this. So I'm going to pull this one off screen. Let's close that so I'm not showing a whole bunch of people's information. Show the API key. Hey, what's up, Chris and Ben? Good to see you here. All right, so I've got myself an API key. I'm going to drop this into my .env.development here. Key. Okay. And just making sure that I know, yep, got that all in the right place. And I totally screwed up the window size, so this is going to be fun to fix. Let's close that down. Pull this back across. All right. Get it back in the window so that we can see what the heck is going on. All right. So now I've got this Airtable API key going. I've got the theme data set up, and we also have down here in our Gatsby config, the showcase theme should be enabled here. I'm going to change that to showcase because that's actually where we want it to show up. So let's just run it and see what we're getting for data. So I'm going to use Yarn Workspaces. We're going to go into the site and develop. And I think I screwed this up because I got to install those dependencies first. So let's, crap, what are you doing? I don't know what that was, so just ignore it and move on. I think that's because I interrupted the process. And I've got the lo-fi beats, or lo-fi hip-hop from YouTube playing today, because otherwise you just get to listen to my awkward breathing, and I feel like this beat is a little more pleasant. That's the wrong thing. Okay. Missing. All right. Unable to find Gatsby theme showcase. So I have Gatsby theme showcase in my packages. Let's take a look at if I screwed this name up. Aha. So it's, I namespaced it, and we're going to come back in here, add it here, and then we're also going to have to go into the, oh, did I not? Oh, let's just add it. So we're going to go yarn workspace site add Gatsby theme showcase, and we're going to do @* so that we get the local version. What don't you like? What did I do? I've done something wrong. Gatsby theme showcase. Let's add a version because I need that. Maybe that's the problem. So what I'm going to do now is just check out Yarn Workspaces info. That should make it show up here. Okay, so there it is. So now if I do the add again, it should actually find it this time. No, it still doesn't like it. The engine node. Oh, this was because I wanted to force glitch to use a different node version, but I don't actually care about that, so I'm just gonna power on through that. And that looks much more promising. Okay, cool. So now that we've got that, I can do yarn workspace. Whoops. Let's turn off notifications. Yarn workspace, site, develop. And hopefully this is actually going to run. And then what I'm hoping we see is that I can go in and do a query for data. Okay, so let's go to localhost 8000. We'll get into the GraphQL. I'm gonna make this a little bit smaller so we can see what's going on. Let's go to showcase. So I've got my showcase. I'm gonna get the nodes. I want to get the name, package, demo, screenshot, and repo. Let's run that. Okay. And so I took the lazy way out here and set up the screenshot to just be what comes out of Airtable. So this is too big. I will have to go back and fix that. But for now, I'm going to just let this roll because what I really want is to get this data into the UI. So that means I need to pull these changes down, and I need to do that in a way that doesn't break the changes we've made. So let's take a look at where we are. I know that we want to keep this site dot, or maybe I can just stash all this. So let's stash it. And then I'm going to do git PR checkout 31. And that pulls out what Kyle Gill has done. So then I'm going to git stash apply. And it doesn't like the yarn.lock. And it doesn't like the Gatsby config. So let's dig into the Gatsby config, see what happened. What are you complaining about? Where are we at? So site Gatsby config. So we've got this. That seems right. What don't you like? Oh man, this is hard without the diff. Like I wanted to, I don't know how to do this without my tools. Okay, so I'm going to yeah, so Ben, this is Hub. I use hub.github.com. This tool is so cool. It makes my life so much easier because I never remember how to like specifically check out a PR. I don't want to have to jump through the hoops of going and setting up streams and all that good stuff. So when you clone using Hub, you can just like put in PR numbers and stuff. It makes things way, way easier. It doesn't, however, help me get better at resolving Git conflicts. So these don't look like they're broken. Like, am I doing something silly here? I think these are fine. So I think I'm just gonna. Do I have I totally don't have a Git thing. Oh, I do. Yes. All right, cool. That's what I wanted. So this is fine. That's not even a merge conflict. And this is fine. Also not a merge conflict. So I guess we just, oh, these are the merge changes. That's fine. Oh shit, don't look at that. Don't look at that at all. This. Okay, so cool. That's going to be fun. I get to go and validate some keys. In the meantime, please don't be a jerk. Don't go play with those keys. I need to... fuck. have to do this now, don't I? Okay, so I need to go change the Airtable API key. So bear with me while I go and do that. Let's, okay. Airtable. Man, this is not how I wanted to spend my time. Let's see. So I'm going to oh, this sucks too, because it's going to regenerate. Oh, damn it. Oh, man, that's going to be awful, because it just is going to require me to regenerate, like, all of my things that use that key. Cool. All right, so that'll be a fun day. In the meantime, I think everything is going to be broken. Let me write a note so that I don't forget to go fix that after this stream. All right, so go fix all Airtable API keys, because that key is no longer valid, which means anything building against it is now broken. That's fine. It's all on Netlify. Nothing's going to go down. All right, so in the meantime, what I have to do is I need to figure out why it is, let's do git checkout ars site.m development. What do you mean it doesn't have our version? Cool. So that means I need to take this, and then when it blows up, okay, and then I'm going to just run a yarn to regenerate the yarn.lock entirely. And then, where am I at? Let's git add yarn. Wait, why is it deleted by me? That's not true. It's just not true. Oh, good. Okay. Fun. So today, instead of actually building things, we're going to figure out how to... Oh, this is all fine. Okay, so that's fine. This is what we want. I'm going to git commit. Let's see. Sure. Merge. Or, no, this is a thing. Enable showcase theme. Okay, so then we need to do a thing. So I'm going to replace this key that I just broke. Not that thing. No, not that thing either. This thing. Now I've got my .m.development. I'm replacing my API key. Hooray. Okay, closing that file. We're never going to look at it again so that I don't have to do that. And that is now set to go, which means I should be able to now run the workspace develop. And now, I hope, I'll be able to see, oh wait, there's a thing. Overlay drafts is set to true, but no token is given. That means I have to go get yet another token, which I'm going to get from Sanity. And I'm going to do that just entirely off screen because I'm not going to risk showing it. So with Sanity, you've got, I guess I can show this. Okay, let's see if I can do this without showing all my tokens. So we've got like the Sanity management interface shows you your, let's see, this one. Okay, so once you get into this management interface, you've got all this stuff. You know, you can control who the team is. You can see your data sets and stuff. Let me verify that the API key is not visible when I flip over. It is, okay, it's not visible when you flip over. So when you go into the settings, you can go to the API, and then you can create or delete tokens. So I am going to create a new token so that I can add this to my env. I'm not going to do that visibly. So let's see, Sanity dev, or let's see, theme jam local dev JSON. It's a read-only token, so theoretically speaking, this is not something that you would ever, like it shouldn't be any risk if you had it, but just for the sake of not getting myself into trouble, I'm going to just not worry about it. So let's take a look at where it's supposed to go. I feel like it was in here somewhere in the Gatsby Sanity token. So I'm going to create Gatsby Sanity token, paste this in, and I'm going to close it. Now I'm going to bring this back over, and we should be able to stop and restart and actually get that data running without Sanity complaining about not having a token. So you see here, it's actually grabbing things and overlaying drafts without saying like, hey, you can't do that, you don't have a token. So when I come back out to localhost 8000, what I hope to see is a showcase page. So here's our showcase. It's got all the things that we want. So we've got our screenshots work. We've got the avatars, username. And so these avatars are going to be tricky because I don't know where to get those from just yet. So we'll have to dig into that. You know, okay, so there's like, I haven't tried Fish. I haven't tried Z Shell. What's the deal with those? Like what, like at a quick look, I couldn't tell any difference. Like, is there actually a benefit to using one over the other? Like, I don't know. For lorem ipsum, I like bacon ipsum. I like, there's some, like there's a Nicolas Cage ipsum that's pretty funny. Or no, that one's not. That's Place Cage. There are some bad ones in here, but like, oh, this is kind of funny. Herp derpsum. This is stupid, but I like it. I'm going to send this across. Z Shell is going to be the macOS default. I think I might take you up on that, Chris, because I don't know what Z Shell is, and I don't really understand what the difference is. Maybe we can do it on a live stream and put that up for people who are interested in understanding why you would choose one over the other. Because, you know, with my limited experience, I haven't really seen a compelling reason to care. I just use the default. All right, so we've got ourselves a basic code, and that code is in the site. So I'm going to poke around in the components here, and here's the showcase. All right. So this is pulling out showcase items. So this is kind of like a fake database that Kyle Gill did for hard coding data. The showcase component is a section. It shows the... All right, so it's a section, and then here's like the showcase container, and then there's pagination for it. and that loops through each showcase item and creates a showcase item, which is here. And that showcase item is expecting what? Let's take a look. It expects the item, and the item has, so like winner is whether or not that's like a Boolean thing. For now, we can probably just ignore that because we haven't chosen any winners. So I'll probably add that in a follow-up because I don't want to have to modify the Airtable stuff today. So we'll just add a resolver that like auto returns false. I'll make VS Code a little bit smaller so it's a little more, a little easier to read. Let's see here. All right, so winner to uppercase. So we should probably do a CSS rule for that so that it's, we don't want that to be inaccessible, and like all caps text is kind of hard on screen readers, so we can switch that out. Then we get to use a variant, which is a theme UI thing that I was talking about how I don't know how they work today. So this will be exciting. We can learn together. Then we pull in the screenshot URL as a background image. Okay. Set it up as a cover. That's probably good. We told people to upload it a certain dimension, but I don't know if everybody did that, so we will force it. And then, see, there are extra winner box styles. We'll have to look at those in a minute. Then we set up the image, so the avatar image, the author text, the name, and then the links. So the links being these external links to the demo and the source. Okay, so those are all things that we have and things that we can provide. So let's, we'll modify this a little bit to use the same fields as we've created here. But otherwise, I think this should be reasonably straightforward. And then I'm going to try to port this over to the theme itself so that this markup, like you shouldn't actually need any components to run this. You should be able to just install it, and then the showcase will build at a subroute of your choice. So the theme showcase site is using a theme, yeah. So the way that our theme jam site is built, this is the theme jam, and so it uses the Sanity powered marketing site theme, and that's the one that shows the homepage is. Let me zoom out a little bit. It's kind of hard to see. So the homepage is powered by Sanity. We've got custom blocks and things like that. This is so that our marketing team is able to go in and edit without having to touch GitHub or they don't have to open pull requests. They can just go into an interface and edit, and things go live. We also did that for like the rules, and so this is pretty cool. It shows the flexibility of something like Sanity, where these are all configured on the user side. So like if I go into manage.sanity.com here, I can open the actual studio. And so like this is where the data is coming from. Once I get logged in, we can see the pages, and then each page we're able to do like, so here are the rules. We've got the head image where this is like the instrument itself. And then we've got these boxes. So when you look at a like lead box, it's kind of set up like that. This is because I haven't published. When Kyle did the setup for the showcase, he added some new types into Sanity that we haven't fully published yet. So we're going to do that today. Then you just edit the text as you would text, and then you've got this idea for like rules, right? So if I want to set the icon and then what the rule copy is, all this is just handled through like a standard interface. So this is really helpful for the like non-developers on the team. What's up, Max? Thanks for joining. But yeah, so this is one theme, and then we're installing a second theme, which is the one for the showcase itself. So it's like a Gatsby site, because we're doing stuff like Google Analytics. We're adding in the SEO stuff, but then like Gatsby theme showcase is going to just handle sourcing the. That's just going to be the showcase. Right. So yeah, that's kind of the idea here, is that themes are really composable and they're really flexible. And so we want this to be something where, like, this showcase that I'm building, I want to be able to take this showcase and repackage it so that we can use it on gatsbyjs.org for our site showcase and like plugin showcase and all these other places where we're showing off content. We want to just be able to extend the same base theme so that when we maintain it in one place, we get those benefits across all of the properties that we have that need to have a showcase. That's kind of a central goal of themes in general, is that reusability, being able to package things up and make them portable between web properties. But yeah, so that's kind of how this is set up, right? We've got the marketing site. That's just for a plain marketing web page, like static, basically static content. A lot of flexibility with like block-based editing. You could do the same thing with WordPress's block-based editing and that sort of stuff. Yeah, Max, we would love to have you in the stream, but obviously, like, if you don't have the time, you don't have the time, right? But yeah, there are some things you can do with themes, like sub-theming, where you could take our existing blog theme and add colors, typography, stuff like that. Kyle Matthews just did that. I think it's live. Let's look. Kyle Matthews. He just did a Gatsby theme here, where he took the base blog theme and he added a like typography style to it, but it's mostly the blog theme, right? So this is kind of cool because it's hopefully a lower barrier to entry, but still gives you the ability to like get something out there and get something created. Ben, that's cool. I mean, I'm stoked to see you're using Theme UI. So like, one of the really powerful things of Theme UI is that when we start to put this stuff together, you have a huge amount of, there's just like so much composability when things are set up to be, using the same platform like Theme UI under the hood, then we can override things really easily to make them uniform. And that's really, really powerful. So all of that being said, I'm going to start by doing the query, and then we will abstract the query out to get it into the theme. Okay. So to do that, I'm going to, let's see, is this a page? No, this is just a component, but because we don't need to do anything special with it, we can just use a static query. So I'm going to actually do the query inside this component, and we'll do data equals use static query, and that's going to be from GraphQL. And I need to import those. So let's import GraphQL and use static query from Gatsby. And then we want a query that looks just like this one. Name package demo repo screenshot. I'm going to start there. I might have to pull in more. Don't need a name for it, so I'm just going to leave that out. And then I can just take it will be data.allShowcase.nodes, and that will give me an item. And so keep in mind that the name package demo screenshot repo, those are the fields we're going to have, which means that I need to figure out a couple empties here. I don't have the author. Well, I should have that. If I go to Airtable, I go into my theme jam submission. I'm going to hide the email field. All right, so I've got a name. So I can show that. What I don't have is the avatar. So that's going to be a challenge. I think I'm going to have to look that up by like parsing the GitHub URL and getting their username. That seems like something a little funky that might be out of scope for what we've got time for today, but we'll see how far we get. So the author is going to be what we're calling name. The name we have to parse out of the URL. The demo link is going to be demo. So let's actually collapse this down. And I'm going to start closing things so that I can do a side-by-side here. What I want is showcase item. I'm going to pull this over, and we're going to clean these up a little bit. So I've got item.winner. I almost feel like maybe... I kind of feel like I want these to be individual things. Now let's just do it this way. So winner is always going to be false. And this is going to equal item, so we're just destructuring. And then, let's see, so we've got winner. Let's find item dot. We've already got winner. Screenshot URL, that's going to be screenshot, right? So let's find every instance of screenshot URL. There's just the one. Okay, then let's keep looking for item dot. Okay, we've got winner, but we use winner a lot. Avatar. So avatar, we need to get something. So I'm going to hard code one for now. Let's give a little credit to our buddy Kyle Gill here. Let's go back to here. And let's grab his face. Okay, and I'm just going to hard code that in for now. So we're going to grab out the avatar. And then let's see, screenshot is just going to be whatever comes through. We also need the demo, the repo, and the name. So let's keep on hunting. Winner, screenshot, winner, bunch of winner, avatar, author. So this one's going to be the name. Then we're going to keep rolling. This we need to parse. So we're going to call this theme name. And demo link is just demo. Source link is repo. And I believe that's everything. So for theme name, we need to figure out what that's going to be. But for now, let's just hard code it to please fix me. Okay, so if I do that, then I should be able to go and find every instance of item dot and just clean that up. So I'm just getting rid of all these. All right, so let's try that. Let's run this. And then I am going to, we're doing data mapping. We've got the item. Yeah, this should work. So I'm going to stop and start so we pick up that query. Did I just ship a bunch of code that like console logs? I think I may have. I did. CSS is defined but never used. Name is assigned a value but never used. Okay, so a couple things didn't work here, but let's take a look at where we're at. Let's get to the showcase. Okay, so the winner thing, that's what we expected. The creator name is using the wrong thing. So let's find the author, which is here, and that needs to be regular name. Okay, getting better. And we can see that our screenshots are coming through, so that's good. Are these the links to the right things? Sick. Okay, so yeah, let's take a look. So here's like, yeah, this is the Plone starter. Goes to the Gatsby theme Plone. Awesome. All right. So this is looking promising. That means that we then need to get these avatars running and get these theme names. So I think what I can do for the theme name is, let's see, parse GitHub URL. I know there's a thing that does this. I think this is a good one. Okay, a lot of people are using that one. How many people use this one? A lot more people use this one. Let's find how much they cost. So it was parse GitHub repo URL. That's not bad. And then what was the other one? Parse GitHub URL. Okay, so parse the GitHub repo URL is both smaller and more popular. So let's figure out how it works. That is so not helpful. All right, let's go look at GitHub. Parse a GitHub URL for user project at version. That's not super helpful. So I actually wanted to parse the full URL. Okay, this is good. Full URLs. Okay, so 0 is the user, 1 is the repo or project, and 3 is the version if one exists. Cool. Okay. Hey, what's up, Horacio? Cool. Okay, so this seems like it'll do what we want. So I can just, let's stop here. I'm going to do a yarn workspace. Let's see. Do I want to parse things over? So before I do this, actually, I'm going to move this content in, because otherwise what's going to end up happening is I'll be like installing a dependency into the site, and then I'll have to move it to the theme showcase. And then I don't want to deal with that. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to move this content over so that we have the showcase kind of being built where we want it to be built. And so if we look at it now, the way that it's being built is if we look into, where's my Sanity stuff? I was looking at it. Let's see, themejam.sanity.studio. Okay, so in here, we've got the showcase, and the showcase is kind of like, it's got some SEO stuff that we're going to want to figure out how to use. But I don't think is there content in here? Arrow and then showcase. Oh, and it's pulling in the whole showcase. Okay. So maybe we just make this a drop-in. Instead of creating a page, we can just make it a drop-in component that gets exported from the theme. And then anyone can use this anywhere in MDX or something like Sanity that's got the portable text set up, or whatever we decide is the right thing to do. So let's do that. All right, that'll actually make things easier too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over to this theme. I'm going to create a source components showcase. Let's call it showcase.js. And I'm going to grab this. I'm going to drop it in. And that is going to, let's see, I don't need these showcase items anymore. Do I use them anywhere? No. So I can drop these out. And then I need to pull across the showcase item and the pagination. We need to make sure, let's see, Gatsby needs to be a peer dependency, not a dependency. So let's switch that. Switch this over. And then React and React DOM also need to be peer dependencies, not regular dependencies. Okay, so that's better. Then when we come over to the showcase, we're also going to need showcase item.js, and it looks like there was a pagination.js. So let's come back down here and grab those. Here's pagination. And these use theme UI, so I need to add the Gatsby plugin theme UI. And showcase item. So let's come back up to showcase item. And let's drop that in. Okay, so then when I go into my showcase, I just need to update these. I'm doing the kebab case instead because it suits my sensibilities. We're not using this, so I think I'm just gonna let that go. And that should give us, yeah, that's all good. Okay, so then what I'm gonna do is in the index, to make life a little bit easier for just for like using this, I'm going to import let's see, showcase from source components showcase. And then we're going to do showcase item from showcase item. And finally, we'll do pagination from pagination. And then I can export default, showcase, showcase item, and pagination. And the benefit, so I only wear the cost. What we're doing today is not like, this is not like entry level React. I'm doing some kind of complicated stuff to pass components around and those sorts of things. And like the components that we're writing are relatively complex components. In general, the things that you can do with React are fairly approachable. Like Vue has a really good mental model to get started with. Like I love how everything's in one place. The components are just kind of like HTML, and then you kind of write your JavaScript as JavaScript. I think the power in my mind of like a React style JSX template is there's the hurdle to get over with JSX in general, and just the almost HTML of it. But I really love the fact that you can just write little snippets of logic without having to kind of source that out to a controller or something like that. But yeah, don't let these hula hoops I'm doing today throw you off, because we're definitely doing some relatively complex stuff here. So now that I've got my components into the theme, I need to install, let's see, Yarn Workspace, it's J Langsdorff, Gatsby theme showcase. Then I'm going to add, what did I need? I needed parse GitHub repo URL. I also need Gatsby plugin theme UI, and that means I need theme UI. Where are we going? Gatsby plugin theme UI. I need to look at what the dependencies are. So let's take a look. I also need Emotion Core and MDX.js React. So let's get those. And the reason I'm doing this is I need to be able to use the JSX import. So if we look here, because we are using theme UI and because we're styling our components with theme UI, I need to have this JSX pragma set up. I apologize. I only wear Lacoste. We're like so severely overcomplicating this for you today. Yeah, I am in Portland, and I do know some of the Concrete 5 folks. That's a cool team, and I really like that project. All right, let's dive in. So I have my theme UI. I need to install theme UI in this config. So I'm just going to drop this right here, Gatsby plugin theme UI, and that's actually all I need. So I think, so we're going to now go into our site, and in the site, I want to, instead of using the showcase here, I'm going to, let's see, how did we do this? We've got components, portable text, and so in the serializers, we're pulling in the showcase here. So instead, I'm going to import showcase from this theme showcase, and we're going to pass that into the serializer. And so this is, now we're kind of into Sanity internals, and this is even another layer of extra complexity. If I'm being completely honest, I don't love the way that Sanity is set up their block-based stuff. I kind of wish they would just use like MDX or something that everybody uses. But they use something called portable text, and it is like you just kind of serialize things. So you define a showcase block, and then you tell it how to show a showcase block. So anyways, that's what that is. And what I'm attempting to do here is I'm pulling in this showcase theme, the actual showcase component that we just exported. And now I'm going to drop that in as something that Sanity can use so that when we render that, what I should be able to do is actually delete these. I'm going to validate that before I start deleting files, but let's give this a shot. So yarn workspace, site develop. Okay, early signs are good. No, something bad. What is it? Unexpected token in React icons. Am I missing something? Unexpected token. Appropriate loader. That doesn't seem right. Something else went wrong. I think this is because I need to install React icons in the theme itself. So let's do that because we're using them. In the showcase item, we pull in React icons. So I'm going to add those here. And then we're just going to hope for the best here, because something that I didn't consider is that this is going to pull this. We might have to compile this component, which is going to be a pain in my butt. I guess we'll find out. Oh, okay. So maybe it just needed to be installed. So let's come back out here, take a look. Here, showcase. Oh, that's a bad sign. Unknown block showcase. Please specify a serializer for it in serializer's types. Why? Thanks for stopping by, Ben. Appreciate it. Oh, what is that button? That was not the button I wanted to push. All right. So I thought I did specify a serializer. The fact that that didn't work is somewhat concerning. So let's check if maybe my serializer, maybe my export's not working. Let's see. So what I should see, undefined. All right. So that means that something that I'm doing up here is not working properly. And I wonder, this is going to make me do like actual named default as, and then get in here. I don't love that. Is that? Hey, welcome to the stream, Haguna Matata. Nice. Come on. Maybe you'll work. Okay, so that apparently was the issue. And now it's showing us our themes. So I'm going to, just to verify that this is working, I'm going to make a change in the showcase item. Let's just add something. Let's just modify the... All right, so just to validate or to verify here, this is in the theme showcase. So if this updates, that means that we're pulling from the right place. So let's get out there. All right, so now I can delete these showcase components. Okay, and let's take a look at, do we use pagination anywhere else? Let's just search in here. Does not appear so. So let's just go ahead and also delete that. Okay. Okay, so now we have the showcase theme is kind of packaged up inside of its own NPM module. So we don't have to like deal with it in the site itself. We can just install it and drop the React component in. So there are three things that we need to do. The first thing is this winner, but that's going to be a true false in Airtable. So I'm just going to add a new Boolean field to Airtable, and we'll be able to say like whether or not somebody has been selected. I don't think I'm going to deal with that today, just because I don't want to play with the Airtable schema, and there's a lot of stuff that could go weird, and I'm not gonna deal with that today. What we do need to figure out is the avatar and the theme name. And so using this parse repo URL, I'm just gonna go ahead and take a crack at this. So I think for the sake of not doing a bunch of extra work at runtime, I'm going to do this as part of creating the package name. So what I can do actually is I can make this always false, and then I'll be able to take this and just pull it out as you're supposed to, right? And then I can do the same thing for these. Let's add the theme name, and for now that's going to be Okay, and then I also needed to add one more thing, the avatar. Oops, let's just grab that out actually. And then this will be whatever comes out. Okay, so I can leave that. And then I'm going to come in here and we're going to say we need an avatar. And then we need the, we already did the theme name. So these are the things that we actually want to return. And then in my source nodes, I need to define these as well. So I'm going to say avatar is going to be a string. Theme name is also going to be a string, and winner is going to be a Boolean. And if I clear the cache, and let's get rid of that because that's the console log that's been making all that noise. Let's see. Never cleared the cache is when I'm trying out stuff in Gatsby themes. Yeah, the cache clearing stuff is kind of a pain. I know that, so Chris, here, once we wrap up here, I'm actually going to have this channel just raid Chris's live stream, assuming that he's started by the time we finish. And he does all sorts of like significantly more complex things than I do. He built a lot of the Webpack stuff that makes themes go. And so he also just built like a CLI thing so that you can do component shadowing more easily. And there's a whole bunch of stuff coming down the pipeline to make it less painful. Themes are stable, so like the API is not going to change, but we're still early days in terms of tooling. So it's only going to get better, and we're going to do the best we can to avoid any additional churn. So we've got, this is working now. We're missing our avatar. That's okay. I'm going to stop and restart, and my hope is that now I can query for the avatar and the theme name and the winner. Let's see if it gives me any grief here. No complaints. So let's get out to the GraphQL. I'm going to refresh this, and I should be able to grab out theme name, winner, and avatar. Okay, it doesn't like theme name. Theme name was supposed to be declared in here. Oh, I bet I need to clear the cache. Use Gatsby clean for that. And then let's run develop again. Theme showcase is not compatible with what? Don't know what that means. It's also really concerning that that CLI thing is not working. Okay. Maybe just give this a refresh, try it again, and yeah, so I just needed to clear the cache name. So now we've got the theme name coming in, we've got whether or not you're a winner, we've got an avatar. Those are all good things that we want to be true. And when I refresh the page, it's not pulling in that avatar for some reason. Because I'm not querying for it is why. So let's go back into the code and we'll go into the showcase and let's add that. We need the avatar, theme name, and whether or not it's a winner. And I think, ooh, slick. So I thought we were gonna have to stop and restart to get that to pick up, but it looks like it is working. And just to double check again, we've got the avatar. Name is correct. That's the name we want to be displaying. The theme name is still wrong, but the demos look like they're working. So let's get up into our Gatsby node of the theme, and I'm going to just parse some stuff here. So I'm going to go up to the top, and I'm going to get parse from, or whoops, we're in node now. Require parse GitHub repo URL. And what I should be able to do is get, it was username and repo from parse node data repo. And let's just see what happens here if I... So I'm already seeing an issue. Like if I namespace this, that's not going to be good, because basically what's happening here is like the way that this is designed, it would be like if you had Gatsby theme simple docs, right? What we're going to do is chop off that Gatsby theme so you get simple docs. And that's kind of nice. A little confusing because then I don't know how to install it. But the challenge then becomes like if we do this one, Gatsby theme showcase, then like what should that be? Should it be showcase? That seems wrong. We definitely don't want like this. And it would be odd if we played this whole thing out. I also don't think that would fit. Let's see. I don't know that I love any of these options. Let's see what happens if we just show the repo name. So I'm going to try just showing the repo name. And for the avatar, we're going to have to do a lookup for the avatar. And I think I can do that through just a basic GitHub query. Is there an easy way to do this? Like, GitHub API for a user. So if I want to get the single user and I just make a basic request for that, the problem is going to be for any reasonable amount of users that would hit the rate limit. Can I get like a block of users? I don't want all users. But this is what I want, is this avatar URL. And so what I think I want to do, So there are like, okay, so there are like a bunch of different ways we could do this. So one way that we could do it is we could install the Gatsby source GitHub and then create a link between the showcase node and the GitHub node. That would be fine, sort of. The catch being that like now the queries get way more complex and abstracting is kind of a pain, and it probably is a lot more horsepower than we actually need. Another approach would be to just do a query, just like a synchronous query with like fetch to get the user's data as part of sourcing the nodes. That's going to make it slower because it's a synchronous query, but it keeps the process kind of contained and doesn't put us in a position to have to, I don't like either solution. I think I'm going to do the dirty thing first, and then we'll think about better ways to solve this later, because that's what I think we've got time for today. So I'm going to use node fetch. Or let's go back to bundlephobia. Do I want node fetch or isomorphic fetch? Ooh, that's tiny. I guess it doesn't matter because it's running during build time, so it's not like it's being shipped to the browser. So let's stop this. I'm going to do a yarn. Let's just go up so that I don't have to type all this again. And I'm going to do node fetch. And this, so the API on this, okay, so the API for node fetch is you just kind of like do the thing, right? And it's really nice. So I can probably async this. Yeah. So I'm going to do that. I think onCreateNode is already async. So if I just get fetch, acquire node fetch, then I should be able to say that like const GitHub data equals fetch. We want the GitHub user, and oh no, now I have to remember what the, is it just API? Yeah. So if I just take this, I think if I just drop this right into the browser, it should just work. So if I take that, drop it in, I get the data. And if I take, like, do it for me, it pulls in the data. So that's what we want, is this. And so I'm going to fetch, and we will use a template string so that I can put the username in here. Then we're going to await that. But we are going to do the then and convert it to JSON, which I think that'll just work. I shouldn't need to do anything else, I don't think. Yeah, let's just console log that for now. And I think if I just do like the avatar URL, I think that'll work. Yeah, let's try it. And if that's the case, then I should also be able to just drop this in, and it will, you know, just work without any of that nonsense. And I'm going to log the whole GitHub data object just in case I'm getting the path wrong. Cool. So let's do this. No, I'm going to have to run a Gatsby clean first, because whenever we generate nodes, the nodes get cached, and unless the nodes themselves change, then Gatsby's not going to try to regenerate them. So I run clean to get rid of those nodes so that it's going to start again, and this will trigger it to actually run the query. And assuming I did this, I did it so wrong. Cannot read property replace of undefined. What are we replacing? Gatsby node 14. What didn't you like? Okay, so let's figure out what's going wrong here. So I'm going to just start by console logging the node data repo. Oh, I know what it is. It's capital repo. So capital repo. Let's clean and try that again. That's one thing that I'm not super crazy about with the Airtable API is, like, if you name a field, you can't specify like a unique title for it or something. You just have to deal with the fact that it'll be like, you know, capital repo, or if you put a space in it, it's like capital repo underscore URL or something. I wish it would let you set that in the, like, somewhere in the Airtable API so that you could do, you know, camel case or whatever your preferred method was. So if that worked, oh, buddy. All right. So this is super exciting. We have many good things happening right now. We have the repo name is coming through. The some couple things are like, I don't know if these are actually going to end up being valid entries because I don't know that these are themes. So, but like this one is. So here's a valid theme. We've got the oh, this is super exciting. Yeah, the avatars are coming through. This kind of sucks, but I guess we just need to live with it. Because I don't know what else to do. Like the only other thing we could do is make that broader or the text smaller or something. I don't like those solutions because somebody's going to come up with like a namespace, you know, Gatsby theme custom code from Sanity with Markdown or whatever, and it's going to be that's a losing game. So maybe a wrap is the best we can do. However, this is super exciting because this, like, I think we're done. I'm fairly certain that we have completed this task. Let's see. Chris, if you're still on the stream, what time are you planning on going live? Because that'll determine whether or not I'm going to tackle something else. Nikki, yeah, so I think the name spacing is not going to cause a problem. Like the name spacing is one of those things that is, you should be able to namespace. Like namespacing allows you to create, you know, instead of having ultra long theme names, you can just have Gatsby theme blog, but it's namespaced to you, and that seems reasonable to me. So the main problem is just like the longer these things get, the more risk we run of having, you know, because if this was like namespaced, then that could turn into a 3-line title, which again, not the end of the world. It's just for display that's a little bit janky, but you know, who cares? So yeah, let's see. What do we want to do? I think we might be done here. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to just go through the process of committing this work and getting it sent up to so we need to ignore this instead of deleting it, I think. Let me go into here. I'm going to get into the git ignore. I'm going to ignore.env.development. And okay, so I'm going to git remove cached site.env.development. Then we can see, all right, that is gone and ignored, which is what we want. So let's add that in. Ignore env files for super top secret security. Then we have okay, so then that means that we've also removed the pagination and stuff. So let's add those. And we're also going to add, I guess we can just add the whole site. Oops. Yep, and then we're going to say git commit. Feature use the theme for showcase component. Okay. Then I need to get into the packages and okay. So this one is all kind of good and cleaned up here. So let's take a look. I'm just gonna add everything. Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna git commit working showcase theme. Let's push that. Oh boy, I should have checked where I just pushed that to. That's the right thing. Okay, good. And then I'm going to... Did I already publish this? It's .com. Let's see. Gatsby showcase. Gatsby theme showcase. There's probably an easier way to check that, but... Okay, so that, I believe that means that it's not published. And so I can take a look. It's set up 1.0. It doesn't have a README, so it needs one. And we're gonna keep this pretty simple today. But what I will do is I'm gonna go over to the theme jam example. Let's see, where's my example? And which was the one that we set up? Horacio, are you still on? What was the link to your repo that had the demo? I'm just gonna dive over here real quick and find that link because... So if you're making a theme, this is going to be a good video to watch because Horacio and I went through actually writing examples in docs. So yeah, here we go. Let's go take a look at this. And oh, I wonder if he hasn't had time to fix this. He hasn't. So we're going to look at the glitch instead. So here is a link to a project with an updated README. And so this is kind of set up in a way that is stealable, basically. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to... Not going to do a demo today. Let's see. Showcase your... Add a showcase to any site. I'm gonna Airtable integration and a React component to display data. All right. So this is not perfect by any means. These are incorrect, but let's see. Yeah. All right. And then the example usage, this is just going to be like, honestly, I don't think we're setting anything up on it, so I'm going to just leave it empty, and I will deal with any options later. Exported components, we get the showcase. Oh man, I should have done better at this. All right, that's the only one. And that is showcase. And this is showcase. All right. So there are definitely some things to clean up here, but this is going to be enough. I think that'll be enough to just get us started. That's fine. It's at least not broken. Okay, I'm shipping it. And then I have a README, so I'm going to add this README. Or I guess docs. Okay, so I can push that. I'm going to tag it. And we'll call this, yeah, we'll call it a version 1.0. And we're going to push that tag. Then it's namespaced, so I need to publish with access public. Otherwise, with a namespace package, it's going to try to go private by default. So I'm just adding the access public to make sure that this is a publicly accessible package. I also don't pay for NPM, so it would fail to publish if I didn't. So put this up, and I should immediately get a notification that version 1.0 of this theme is live. Good. And then I can come back out here, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do yarn workspace site add J. Langsdorff Gatsby theme showcase at 1.0. And I think I might have just screwed that up, because what I actually want it to be is like the version range, not like pinned to a version, and I think I just pinned it. I did. So I'm just going to manually edit that. Don't mind me. Let's yarn install again. Git status. Okay, that's what we wanted. And then if I do yarn workspaces info, it should still be hooked up to the local version. And you can see this is the site. It is still hooked up to it, but now when we try to install, it's going to install version 1.0 on the PR preview. So basically the work that I just did was trying to get so that when I push these changes, Netlify can pull an actual package, like a Gatsby theme showcase package. And we can go back and look at this NPM URL that I was trying to look at. Let's go back here. What are you doing? Don't make me log in. I don't want to log in. Gatsby theme showcase. That's the thing that I just wanted to look at. Yeah. So this is all the stuff that we just did, right? So this is now an actual real live for realsies theme that you can use. Okay, 2 minutes. Good deal. I'm going to push this up. So let's. I'm going to commit everything. Use the real showcase theme. Okay, let's. If I do this, is this. Okay, so what I'm hoping happens here is that this just pushes to the PR branch. I guess we will find out here shortly if that actually worked. Aha, okay. So it did what we want. And now if I've got the Netlify CLI installed, so I'm going to Netlify open. And this is going to take me over to the deploys. I want to just kind of watch this, make sure that it builds. And here we go. Okay, I feel like that was pretty successful, right? So I'm going to raid Chris's channel here in just a minute once he gets started. And yeah, I think we're in great shape here. I'm really hoping this builds on the first try. Like that would be so good. Chris is live. All right, we're going to raid Chris as soon as this build completes. Did you just do the thing? Whoa, why did it loop? Okay, that was right. That was what we wanted. But I didn't add the Airtable thing, so that's going to explode. Ecomath. Yeah, I should absolutely do announcements for streams in advance. So this has been kind of a weird month. I'm experimenting with a lot of new formats. Like I haven't done a lot of solo streams before. So this is pretty new to me. And I never really know when I have time to do them. So we've seen good response. I love that people are showing up. I love that I'm seeing all of you in the chat. It's been really fun without doing solo to be able to actually chat with people. So that, I think we're going to do more of it, and that should lead to a little more structure. So that being said, please subscribe to the Twitch channel, and that way I'll be able to schedule events and put those out. But yes, to answer your question succinctly, I will be putting together a more structured schedule that will include more, like at least 24 hours notice or so. That being said, our preview's done. Let's go look at it. Showcased. Show me that you worked. Ah, damn it. Okay, so I have to publish the Sanity stuff. So showcase isn't working. I am definitely, we're not quite there. I only wear Lacoste. I actually, can you plug this stream? I'm not sure what you mean. Probably yes. Okay. Let's go raid Chris Biscardi. And here we go. Okay, and with that being said, I am going to end my stream. So let's all go watch Chris. His Twitch stream, I'll add a link to it real quick. In here. And I will see y'all next time. We got something coming up on Thursday, 9 a.m. Pacific. So I might come back sooner and do something else. But in the meantime, definitely doing 9 a.m. Pacific. So we'll see you then.